Assalamu alaikum students, your instructor Abdul Rafi here for A-level accounting and A-level mathematics. So today we are starting lecture number 1 on the chapter of statistics 2, that is linear combinations of random variables. Okay, so I'm going to explain you what this chapter is all about. Again, we'll have a sequences of lectures on it. As always, we start off with very basic understanding, so some things I've already written. So first thing is, we already know what is a linear combination, what is linear lines. Okay, from the linear word, that is y is equals to mx plus c, we understand that's a linear combination. Examples if I can give you students are linear combinations will be, examples will be 3x plus 2y. Okay, so here we go, 3x plus 2y, which means that this is a linear combinations of two random variables. In our cases it's going to be x and y. Okay, so here we go students, we have random variables. Random variables are x and y usually, but they can be any, like t, s, any alphabet they can take. Okay, but usually random variables are going to be x and y, and if you form a random variable from that, a combination of them, you will get a linear combination. So that is what's the heading. You can see linear combinations of random variables indicate that x and y are the random variables and you are making a combination of from them, that is 3x plus 2y, or you can say that it is basically 5x minus 4y. Okay, 5x minus 4y, you can say half x plus 75 3 over 4y. Okay, so these are all the examples I'm giving you. These are the examples of making it a linear combination, and let's put it there that these are linear combinations of the random variables, just such as the examples are 3x plus 2y, 5x minus 4, half x plus 3 upon 4y, and these type of examples. Okay, so these are linear combinations of random variables. So how you are going to be tested on this by the examiner, that's a very important point. Okay, so for this reason, one of the type of questions that they start with and the basic understanding you should have, this might be tested in a separate question as well, so I'm going to do those examples as well, and this might be tested with other basic more important questions of 6 to 7 marks as well. It is a very simple easy concept that everyone needs to understand with me. Okay, hope follow very carefully and understand. So I'm telling you this is an example. Okay, let me write down this as well, that this is example, and we are going to do some questions from this example, students. Okay, so let's say that question number part A. Okay, let's say the part A we are doing. Okay, and what have been given, we have been given a data that the mean of the random variable x is 10 and the mean of the random variable y data is 8. Okay, respectively or simultaneously, these two mean are given. The mean for the random variable y is 8 and the mean for the random variable x is 10. Similarly, the variance for the random variable x is 2 and the variance of the random variable y is 3. So we are going to be asked a lot of questions on this. So let's start with a basic understanding of this. Let's do example that you have to find the mean of 3x plus 2y. Okay, just the example I've taken, you have to find the mean of 3x plus 2y. Students, follow very carefully. First thing you should realize that, sir, this is basically a linear combination of random variable. There are two variables, random variables x and y, and I have to find the combination that they have made is 3 times of x plus 2 times of y, and I have to find the mean for them. So always remember, students, how do you find the mean for 3x plus 2y? It will be 3 times the mean of x. Okay, in mean you just multiply whatever the mean of the random variable is for x, multiply with the number that they are saying, and 2 will multiply with the random variable mean of y. So it will be 3 times the mean of x plus 2 times the mean of y, students. And here we go, sir, the answer will be 3 times of 10. Okay, plus 2 times of 8. Okay, so it's going to be 30 plus 16, 2 8s are 16 and 3 10s are 30, so 30 plus 16, that will make it 46. So sir, we got the mean answer as 46. Okay, I'll repeat the point, students. Hope everyone gets this very easily and clearly. If you have to find the mean of a linear combination of random variable, follow carefully, I'm talking about the mean only. E stands for mean, hope everyone gets this, and VAR stands for the variance. Okay, so we need to understand, students, that E stands for mean, so it's going to be just multiply the number, whatever the number is, with the mean of the random variable x and multiply the number of to whatever the number is given with the random variable y mean. Okay, so that is going to give the mean. Let's do another example where we have a negative sign as well. So part B, let's say again you have to find the mean. Okay, it's simple. Mean, let's find the mean of half x minus similar type of example, half x minus 3 over 4y. Again, this is our random variable linear combination that we have, students. And let's say that how you're going to solve this, students, it's going to be again simple, that sir, half is going to be multiplied with the mean of x. Okay, and you're going to subtract 3 over 4, that is 75% of the data, or 3 over 4 with the multiply by with the mean of y. Okay, that's very simple. Just multiply the linear combination whatever it is given with the mean of that is given in the question. That's how you do it. This chapter is not difficult, just you need to understand some future concepts with this chapter that makes it tricky. That is the multiple of x and the sum of independent observations. Okay, multiple of x and sum of independent observations, that is a bit different. Okay, so half into 10 minus 3 over 4 into 8, that is going to give us the mean. You can simplify and calculate. It will be 5 minus 4 2s is 8, so 5 minus 6, I think -1 we are going to get. So -1 is going to come as the mean for this part. Okay, this example number B, we are going to get the mean as negative, students, -1. Hope everyone understands the mean. How do you find the mean? Okay, so mean is not a difficult thing. You just have to see what is the sign, what is the variable that is multiply the a and b values, whatever they are multiplying. Okay, so in general rule, if you want to state a general rule, students, so it's going to be, if you have to find the mean of ax plus by, you are going to say that multiply the a value, whatever the a value is, with the mean of x, plus multiply the b value with the mean of y. Okay, so that is going to be the general rule, students, that the mean of ax plus b, if you have to find the mean of the linear combinations of random variable, that's how you do it. Similarly, if it's a negative as well, the same way you do it, it's exactly same. Apart from that, the sign will come negative. Okay, students, so that's how it becomes very simple when you talk about the mean. And mean, when you talk about the mean, that is the for the linear combinations of random variables. Let's talk further about the variance now. Okay, and variance is just a bit tricky and just a bit more to understand, because variance is the square. The plus sign will be important here because variance are always going to be added. Okay, so let me take the same example, that let's say I have to find the variance of 3x plus 2y. Okay, everyone follow very carefully here. Okay, students, if we have to find the variance of 3x plus 2y, understand this importance, that this time you are going to say that it will be 3 square multiply by the variance of x plus 2 square multiply by the variance of y. So because variance is squared number, so you need to understand, students, that you will have to multiply whatever the a and b values are and then multiply by the variance. Hope everyone got this. This is 3 and this is 2. So that's why the important understanding was that it will be 9 times the variance of x that was given in the question as 2 and 3. Okay, so it will be 9 times 2 plus 4, 2 square is 4, 4 times 3, so here we go, it will be 18 plus 12, that will be 30. Okay, the variance is going to come out as 30 for the part number C. Understand, students, I'll repeat. So what is the function for this? The function for this becomes very simple, that is variance of ax plus by. If you have to find the variance of ax plus by, understand that you are always going to have a square multiply variance of x plus the b square multiply variance of y. Okay, students, so these are the general rules, these are the basic rules when we have to understand the start of the chapter. Okay, understand this very carefully, how we are going to solve this variance of ax plus by. You have to square for the variance. Okay, you have to square whatever the number is given. One more concept is left, that is of the negative sign for the variance. As I've done part A and B for the mean, so I'm going to do part C and D for the variance as well. So let's just add a page quickly here. So it's going to be very simple. Here we go. The last part will be, it's going to talk about that, let's say the part D example. Let's say we have to find the variance of what? then let's make an example, y minus half x. Okay, so we have to find the variance for y minus half x, students. Okay, just I've changed the equation a slightly bit more so that students understand this lecture very clearly and easily. We have to find the variance of y minus half x. So understand this carefully, that it will be simple again, but the minus sign will convert to positive because invariants are always added. It's a square number, so we are going to say that it will be the variance of y. Okay, because y is single, multiply 1, but minus sign will change into plus, and then you will have half whole square. Okay, because half is being multiplied with the variance of x, you are going to multiply. Okay, because half is going to be multiplied square. Okay, so here we go. What was the variance of y? It was 3, and then you have the 3 into 1 upon 4 into the variance of x, that was 2, sir. So here we go, it's going to come as 2 ones are, so 3 plus 3.5 is going to be 3 plus 0.5. It's going to come as variance at 3.5. So you have to establish a rule here, students, that if you have variance of ax minus by, understand very carefully, it becomes a square variance of x plus the b square variance of y. Okay, hope everyone gets this, that variance of a, it will be a square times the variance of x plus b square the variance of y, and that is a very important concept. So 4 concepts that you need to know: how to find the mean and variance when you have a plus sign and the minus sign. So in the mean, it's not, anything is not complicated, just the variance. A lot of students forget to put the plus sign or add them. So that is the basic introduction lecture that students need to understand. I'm going to solve a past paper question as well, so hope everyone will watch that video and will get a better idea of more difficult questions in the past paper examinations. Assalamu alaikum, students, your instructor Abdul Rafi here from ARS Global Academia. So today we have the statistics 2 of A-level mathematics, linear combinations of random variables chapter, and we are going to solve a topical past paper question in which I'm going to explain the concept theory as well, and how do you solve this mean and variance thing of linear combinations of random variables. So let's get started. Make sure if you have any questions you can ask in the comment section. And yeah, thank you. Okay, so it's a question from February, March, so it's a recent paper as well, 2018. It says the heights of plants of type A have mean 1.2 and standard deviation of 0.03 meter. A random sample of 5 plants of type A is selected, and the sum of the heights of these 5 plants is denoted by HAM. It's very important to understand that this is the sum of independent observations and for that reason, because these are independent observations, we are going to add the mean when we are going to find out the mean and variance of HA. Okay, so independent observation, and we'll write that the standard deviation is 0.03 meter. Okay, so we will denote the mean. So mean of EAH, the HA is represented for the plants, right? So mean is basically east represents by E. So mean of HA will be, because these are 5 types of plants and we have to add them, some of them. So this is mean of one type A, right? This is the mean of one type A plant. So we can say that it will be 1.2 plus 1.2 plus 1.2 plus 1.2 into plus 1.2. That will be basically, or you can just multiply with 5 as well. But just to explain the concept here, that independent observations means that the x1, the variable, will be adding up. So HA1 plus HA2 plus HA3, and it goes on like this. So hope everyone is getting, and this will be 6 meter, the mean of HA. Now when we talk about the variance of HA, we need to understand in variance, this is again the sum of the heights. So we'll just multiply it with 5, but before that, this is the standard deviation. So first we need to find out what is the variance of one type of plant, type A. So it will be 0.03 square. Okay, so this will be 0.03 square, that becomes 0.00 and we need to understand that this is the variance, and for 5 types we'll have to multiply it with the 0.03 square. Okay, so hope everyone is getting this, and we will get the answer of 0.0045, or if you want to write in the fraction form, this will be 9 over 2000 as well. Okay guys, students, hope everyone is getting. Make sure if you have any questions you can ask. In the first part we need to understand that this is the independent observations. In independent observations we basically have to add. Okay, so we add on basically the sum, we do the sum of it. Okay, so moving forward, if we talk about the next question, we have part 2. In that we have to find the mean and variance of HA minus 2HB, which means we have now another variable, linear combination of random variable. Random variable is type B, and the heights of plants of type B is given. The mean is given 0.6 and the standard deviation is given 0.02 meter. And then it says a random sample, again 5 plants of type B is also selected. The sum of the heights of these 5 plants is denoted by HB, and the question is for 4 marks, which means it requires a bit of more working. Okay, so let's try to solve this down as well, students. Okay, but for this case let's try to find out again the same thing, that because it is again independent observation for the HB, the height of plants of type B. So for type B plants, so independent observation, so we can say that the mean of HB will be 5 times of 0.6. okay, or you add, basically you add on that thing. Okay, basically you add 0.65 times, so that will be the mean of HB, that is the height of plants of type B. Okay, and if you want to find out the variance of HB, so the variance of HB will be again the same thing, that this is the standard deviation. It's like just doing the second part, same like first part, first thing. So I'm not going on this random variable, on this linear combination. I'm not going on to this at the moment. I'm just solving what is the normal, the random variable for type B, what will be the variance of that. So that will be also 5 times, because it is the sum of the heights. So 5 times the variance, that will be 0.02 square, because 0.02 the standard deviation. So you can definitely say that, sir, the variance will be 0.02 square for 1 plant of type B, and for 5 plants you'll just multiply with the that thing. So the answer is coming for this in the fraction form is 1 over 500, or you can also say that this will be 0.002 as that thing as well. Okay, so now we got the variance and mean of the independent observation of type B, and now we'll apply that to basically the linear combination that we have, that is the mean of HA minus 2HB. So mean is a bit more easy, because in that you just have to do the normal calculation for subtraction, multiply 2 times, multiply by the mean of HB. And so let me write it down for you so that you understand, students. It will be EHA, the mean of type of plant A, and minus the 2 times of mean of the HB, that is the height of plants of type B. Okay, so hope everyone is following this and everyone understands this. So let's quickly write it down. So EHA was 6 meter, and 2 times of EHP, that is 3 meter, that will also be giving us 6, so that's basically 0. So the mean turns out to be 0, students. The mean for EHA minus 2HB, the heights of plants of type A minus 2 times of heights of plants of type B. That's how you can read as well. Moving forward, now we find out the variance, as the question says, variance of HA minus 2HP. So in this regard, we need to understand that variance never subtracts. Okay, so the first thing is variance is always added. You can make this as an important point here as well, that variance is always added. The reason is because we do the square, right? We do the square, and more explanation in the previous video as well. So variance is always added. So basically you're going to take the variance of HA, the type A plant heights, and plus, because this is now a multiple, that's very important to understand, students, because this is now a multiple, it's multiplying now, it is not the sum of independent observations, it's multiplying. So we need to understand that in this case it will be multiple, means that you will square that. So this will be 2 times of square, okay, 2 times of square, and then you multiply that with the variance of HB, the type B plant height. Okay, so you do that basically. So let's try to write it down and let's try to finish as well this thing. So we can say the variance of HA was 9 over 2000. Okay, let's use it fraction form, 9 over 2000, and then plus 4 times basically this one, that is 1 over 500, that is basically the variance of HP. Okay, so if we are doing it correct, the answer should match with the marking scheme and we should be getting 0.0125, that is basically correct with the marking scheme as well, or in the fraction form it should be coming out 1 over 80. So let me just highlight that and make it in a box so that everyone understands that carefully. So students, hope everyone is getting this question and everyone understands this part. Okay, stay tuned to the channel for more videos on statistics too, and if you have any questions you can ask in the comment sections. Just a screenshot for this in order to the whole working on one page. So thank you, take care.